Part 84. Mo Yan recovered, but imperial concubine Shui Chen died as smallpox. Mo Yan's condition is gradually recovering, but the imperial concubine in the palace is infected with smallpox, causing people to panic. In particular, the eunuchs who passed by Shui Chen Palace were all afraid to speed up and rush past, for fear that the smallpox would penetrate the red wall and infect them. Old General Mo was very worried when he learned that Shui Chen was infected with smallpox. He was afraid that Mo Yan would follow Shui Chen when he knew about it. As he didn't want to lose his son, he strictly forbade the people in the general's mansion to talk about the matter of the young master imperial concubine. Anyone who dared to mention the 5 words of the young master imperial concubine in the mansion would be killed without mercy. Madame Mo was also afraid that Mo Yan knew that Shui Chen had contracted smallpox. So she stayed by Mo Yan's side every day to prevent Mo Yan from coming into contact with people he shouldn't be in contact with. Just as Madame Mo and old General Mo were waiting, news suddenly came from the palace, saying that the young master imperial concubine had passed away. Before the burial of the imperial concubine, all the people of the Holy Dynasty wore plain clothes, and marriage and banquets were prohibited and stopped playing fun things. With such a big movement, Madame Mo and old General Mo couldn't hide it even if they wanted to. On the other hand, Mo Yan, who had been cultivating for half a month, looked much better. He stood under the tree full of peach blossoms, looking up at the peach blossoms, and was dazed. This peach tree was planted by Shui Chen himself, saying that when the peach blossoms were in full bloom, they would enjoy the peach blossoms under the tree together. But the peach blossoms bloom year after year. Where is the person who made the promise? Madame Mo stood under the arch. She wanted to tell the truth, but she was afraid that her son would not be able to withstand the blow. Even if she doesn't say it now, when Shui Chen is buried in 3 days, Mo Yan will always know. After hesitating for a long time, she still decided to tell Mo Yan the bad news before Shui Chen was buried, so that Mo Yan had the opportunity to send Shui Chen the last journey. She walked into Mo Yan's courtyard, looked at Mo Yan in a daze, and said with difficulty, "Yanner, mother has something to tell you." Mo Yan tilted his head, looking at the cautious expression on his mother's face. His nose was sore. "I walked away from the gate of hell for Shui Chen, but invisibly hurt my parents, which is really unfilial." He held back the tears in his eyes and replied, "Mother, I know what you're going to say. And I know Shui Chen is gone, but don't worry, mother, I won't do stupid things for Shui Chen's sake." His heart was numb. "I can't feel the pain anymore. Just thinking that I will never see Shui Chen for the rest of my life, the feeling of loneliness that I have never had before swallowed his thoughts instantly." You can rest assured that you can think of your mother like that. Tears welled up in Madame Mo's eyes. Looking at Mo Yan, who was alive but like a walking corpse, her heart throbbed. Why is God so cruel? Let 2 people fall in love, but ruthlessly separate them? Mo Yan turned to face the Madame Mo, and suddenly knelt down. "Mother, my child is not filial. And you and my father have broken hearts for me. In the next half of my life, my child will definitely honor you and repay your kindness of raising. It's just my child begging you. Please don't force your child to get married. The child doesn't want to let go of his promise to Shui Chen." This time, he was seriously ill and made him understand a truth. When his parents are alive, as children, he can't do whatever he wants, otherwise his parents will be sad. Before sending his parents away, he couldn't follow Shui Chen, and only hoped that Shui Chen could wait for him on the underworld of Hades or Hell Road, and wait for his parents 100 years later, and then go to find Shui Chen. My poor son. Old Madame Mo took a few steps forward, helped Mo Yan, and nodded. "Mother promises you." I will never urge you to get married again. If your father dares to urge you to get married, I will kill him." Poor old General Mo sneezed inexplicably in his own courtyard. Just when the two were deeply in love with their mother and son, a maid walked in hurriedly, bowed to the two of them, and said, "Old madam, there is a young master outside, saying that he is a friend of the little general and wants to see the little general. Mo Yan's friend is too few, so he didn't know who wanted to see him, so he asked, 'What's the name of the person who came?' Back to the little general, the other party said his name is Chen Yu." The maid told the truth. When Mo Yan heard the words of Chen Yu, he was stunned on the spot. An unbelievable look appeared on his handsome face. "Impossible, impossible, this is impossible." Suddenly, someone whispered in his ear before, "The emperor has promised to fulfill the two of you, you must survive. And don't let down the emperor's good intentions." Old Madame Mo saw Mo Yan's expression in shock, and she didn't know why. She didn't know who this Chen Yu was. How could he make Mo Yan so shocked? Just as she was about to ask, Mo Yan, like a hurricane, ran frantically out of his yard towards the front door. Seeing Mo Yan running towards the front door, the maid hurriedly followed. But she couldn't keep up with Mo Yan, who had been practicing martial arts all the year round, so she had no choice but to shout from behind Mo Yan, "Little general, your friend is at the back door." Mo Yan suddenly stopped, then turned and ran in the other direction. Looking at the direction, it was the back door. Old Madame Mo looked at Mo Yan, who ran out, and was even more confused, wondering who the other party was. Why would Mo Yan care so much? Very curious, she also walked towards the back door of the general's mansion. Mo Yan ignored the severe pain in his chest and rushed to the back door. When he saw a man in white clothes and a white gauze hat standing outside the door, he choked his breath. That familiar figure was deeply imprinted into his soul, and he could recognize each other at a glance even in the crowd. The person who is thinking about tomorrow and night is close at hand. But he is too scared to come forward and recognize each other. Because he is afraid that this is just a beautiful dream weaved by himself, and when he wakes up, he will face the cruel reality. His feet seem to be filled with lead, too heavy to walk. The man whose face was hidden under the white gauze hat looked at Mo Yan, who was slowly walking towards him. The corners of his mouth raised slightly, revealing a beautiful smile. Mo Yan moved his heavy feet with difficulty, walked in front of the man, stared at the blurred face under the white gauze with deep eyes. His eyes were instantly blurred with tears. He stretched out his trembling hands, hugged the body he had fantasized about countless times, and asked excitedly, "Is it you? Is it really you?" The man hugged Mo Yan's trembling body and smiled, "I'm back. From now on, I will never be separated from you again." Mo Yan felt the warmth of the person in his arms, the real touch, and told him so truthfully that it was him who came back. Madame Mo, who was chasing after him, looked at the two of them embracing each other, and felt incredible. What's the situation now? Why would Mo Yan, who was thinking about Shui Chen, hug another man excitedly? Mo Yan hugged the person in his arms tightly. The wound on his chest was clearly tingling, but he still didn't want to let go. Because he was afraid that after he let go, the person in his arms would suddenly disappear, so that he would never be able to find it again. Madame Mo walked out of the back door, looking at the blurred face under the veil. She was stunned in place as if struck by lightning. Impossible. This is impossible. This is absolutely impossible. How could someone who is already dead appear at the back door of her house? Mo Yan looked at the passers-by walking on the street in twos and threes and cast curious eyes, afraid that they would guess who the person in his arms was. So he hurriedly took the man's hand and walked to the general's mansion. Madame Mo was also afraid that others would guess. She walked behind the two and hurriedly closed the back door. Mo Yan clenched the man's palm tightly, and the strong force made the man's hand red. The man who was held in pain did not cry out in pain. He held back Mo Yan's hand, feeling the hard-won happiness. The Madame Mo behind the two didn't know why the man didn't die or why he appeared in the general's mansion, but she knew that this matter must never be known to anyone. If it spread to the emperor's ears, the two would definitely die miserably. She looked at the maid behind her and said solemnly, "Xiaoya, the little general is talking with his friends. So don't disturb the two of them, you should step back." Xiaoya was stunned for a moment, then nodded hastily. "Here." She turned and hurried away. When the outsiders were sent away, Madame Mo hurriedly walked into Mo Yan's courtyard, and saw that the man had taken off the white gauze hat on his head, revealing a handsome face like an immortal. There were too many things to ask. But she didn't know where to ask and raise questions. That's right, this person is the one who passed away, imperial concubine but still alive, Shui Chen. Shui Chen looked at Madame Mo and knelt down and gave a big gift. Chen Yu pays homage to Auntie. You, what's the matter with you? Why didn't you die? How did you escape from the heavily guarded palace? Shui Chen didn't hide it and told the truth. Back to Auntie. This is the emperor's permission for me to escape the palace. Madame Mo was stunned in place. She felt that today was too mysterious. First Shui Chen didn't die. Then Shui Chen told her that this was the case, that the emperor agreed. How is this possible? How could the emperor give up his concubine to someone else? However, if it wasn't for the emperor's consent, how could Shui Chen escape from the palace so easily? When Mo Yan learned that the emperor agreed, he was deeply moved. He knelt in front of Shui Chen and stared deeply at the face that was fascinated by dreams. Really? It doesn't matter whether the emperor agreed or not, even if it was Shui Chen. Even if Chen Shui escaped from the palace, he would not let Shui Chen leave. He would hide him in his home forever, so that no one could see him, so that no one would know that Shui Chen was still alive. A dazzling smile appeared on Shui Chen's face. After 3 days, the emperor's imperial concubine will be buried. And you will receive the emperor's imperial edict of marriage. Is that you say true? Mo Yan asked excitedly. Well, from now on, I am the emperor's righteous brother Chen Yu. No longer the imperial concubine Shui Chen who was in charge of the West Palace. Mo Yan was so happy that he didn't know how to reply. The emperor would let him marry Shui Chen in an upright manner. He was deeply moved, and secretly made up his mind that he would only be loyal to Zheng Yi in this life. Madame Mo was deeply moved when she learned that it was the emperor's perfection. Thinking that the two had been separated for so many years, they must have a lot to say. So, she would not disturb the two of them. People reminisce. Seeing that no outsiders were around, Mo Yan invited Shui Chen into his room and asked Shui Chen what was going on. And how did Shui Chen escape successfully? There was a faint smile on Shui Chen's face, telling what happened recently. It turned out that Yi Yang was afraid that others would suspect Shui Chen's suspended animation. So he deliberately chose a smallpox that was extremely contagious and had a very high fatality rate in this era. The people in the palace did not live up to their expectations. When they learned that Shui Chen was infected with smallpox, they were scared to death, and no one dared to go to Shui Chen Palace, let alone someone to visit Shui Chen. On the morning that Shui Chen passed away, the concubines of the West Palace only dared to stand far away from the Shui Chen Palace to mourn, and did not dare to step into the Shui Chen Palace. So, they just passed through the main entrance from a distance and watched Yuan Shou put the dummy on the firewood and be burned to ashes. During this period, No one suspected that the dummy was not Shui Chen. After all, for them, Shui Chen had no reason to fake his death. After listening to Shui Chen's story, Mo Yan felt grateful to Yi Yang. He will remember Yi Yang's kindness for the rest of his life. If Yi Yang is in any danger in the future, he will save Yi Yang even if he risks his life. After Shui Chen told the story, he was about to leave, but Mo Yan was unwilling to let go. Stay here, stay with me for the next few days. Meeting before marriage is not good. As for why he came today, it was because he was afraid that Mo Yan didn't know that he faked his death and did something stupid, so he came to tell him the truth because he was worried. It's not the same. Mo Yan hugged Shui Chen, who wanted to leave, and prayed, "Don't leave, okay?" Hearing the fragility in Mo Yan's tone, his heart seemed to be hit with a sledgehammer. And the pain was almost fast. He couldn't breathe, his feet seemed to be filled with lead, and he couldn't move. I sighed in my heart, that's all. How can the world be compared with the people in front of you? On the day of the imperial concubine's burial, it could be said that it was very deserted, and not many people sent them off. Only Shui Chen's family cried and escorted Shui Chen to the imperial concubine's bed for burial. Just when the Shui family was shrouded in gloom, the Mo family received the imperial edict of marriage from the emperor. For a time, people all over the holy city were wondering who the righteous brother Chen Yu made with emperor. He was so sacred that the emperor had such a fancy to him and married him to General Mo as his wife. The Mo family laughed and happy, the Shui family was bleak and sad. Especially the old lady Shui of the Shui family. She never thought that the two people who clearly loved each other would end up very different in the end. Thinking that Mo Yan was about to get married, she should be happy for Mo Yan, but when she thought of the child who had just died, her heart throbbed. Especially when she received the invitation from Mo's family, her eyes were instantly blurred by tears. Just when the head of the Shui family had negotiated the ceremony, but when no one was there, Mo Yan came to visit on the eve of the wedding. The head of the Shui family really didn't want to meet Mo Yan, but thinking that the two families were family friends, he could only endure his grief for Shui Chen and went to the living room. However, when he came to the living room and looked at the man wearing a white gauze hat, he was shocked at first, then in disbelief, and finally wept with joy. When Madame Shui arrived at the living room, she happened to see the head of the Shui family crying with joy. She didn't know why. But when she looked at the man beside Mo Yan, she was just like the head of the Shui family. She was shocked at first, and then looked unbelievable, and finally wept with joy. Naturally, there were people in the holy city who knew the story of Mo Yan and Shui Chen. When they saw that Shui Chen was dead and Mo Yan got married, they felt a lot of emotion in their hearts. There were also people who said that the two might break off their friendship because of this. However, on Mo Yan's wedding day, when they saw the smiling of the head of the Shui family and Madame Shui, their brains crashed. I don't know why they were so happy. However, this incident did not attract too many people's attention, because on the day of Mo Yan's big wedding, the talented woman from the Hua family finally couldn't stand the worldly rumors and chose to become a nun and always be with the ancient Buddha. This makes all the men heartbroken. Although Hua Banshui is a little older, she is a rare beauty. It's a pity to be a nun like this.